Hello divine beings, welcome to Dumela Universe. Let us see what is coming through at this time. It is time for a tarot reading. Rivaturos, 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 rivayet, rivaturos, 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 riavet, ritoros, riazates, ritoros, riazot. Riviates, 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 rivioturos, soturcatis. At the center of the reed we have the Two of Swords. Within we have the Devil, the mirror frequency, the mirror realm, the physical. Without we have the Hierophant. We have the Page of Swords at the base. And we have Justice crowning. 3 out of the 5 are major arcana cards, so it's quite a big energy, a big frequency in the soul energies. And beneath the deck we have the 3 of Cups. Okay. So the overall energy is the 3 of Cups. And this is a healing to your joy. Each of us at this time, those who are doing the work, those who have completed their transformation, so you beautiful beings who are attracted to this energy, these kinds of readings, this kind of work, you have done the work to come into a place where you have released the conditioning, you've released the illusion, you've gone through the transformation of the butterfly, the cocooning, the clearing, the releasing of all things, that hermit energy, that awakening of your truth, the anchoring to source, so that you are now source itself within the physical realm. Each of you are source itself, source energy, life force frequency within the physical. You are no longer allowing the external to distract or to be a reference point of your creation. You are creating now through the unknown energies to discover your source, to discover that which you are through the physical now teaching you. Now, in order for you to do this in a way which is truly, or rather, as you now allow yourself the discovery of you through the physical, releasing the guilt of how it feels to do things in a unique way, releasing the guilt of releasing old patterns of behavior or maybe disappointing someone who's used to what you were doing. As you release these energies, you allow yourself to clear the path to joyous manifestation, because joyous manifestation is you creating within your fullness at all times. You are on a clearing, a healing path now to joy, to allow that all that you do brings you joy, even if it means that that which you are doing doesn't please another or is not in a way which is expected of you, a conditioned way. However, when you release and when you step into your power and when you follow your truth and when you simply follow what feels aligned within you, this brings you a clearing, a healing to joy. Yes, things might seem quite turbulent at present, for you are seeing everything energetically which is a disruption to you manifesting and creating in joy. Any energies, any frequencies, any co-creations, any tethers that are with you, no matter how well-meaning they are, which are disrupting you from experiencing the true frequency of your joy, that is the healing, that is what's being shown to you at this time. And some of the lessons are not easy, for it is ways of being which have been conditioned as caring ways, which you understand, that actually doesn't sit with me anymore. that actually doesn't align. That is an obligation from the conditioning. That's not actually something one wants to do willingly, right? So you are releasing these ways in which humans have been taught are ways of care, ways of nurturing, ways of loving, which do not resonate with you. And in the releasing, in the experiencing, in the seeing of that which you are doing or which you have been programmed to do, which doesn't align with you, and releasing it, it might be turbulent because now you feel guilty, or now you are having to allow yourself and release the guilt of how you are feeling, how you are being, how you feel organically, your true expression, your true source expression and response to the experience, rather than what is expected of you. It is a filtering, a releasing of a purging of anything that is still of the caterpillar energy, no matter, again, no matter how well-meaning it is, right? As we have said to you, all beautiful beings, we have come to a space where we are in the care of, not the care, but we are holding space for our some family members while there's a bit of disruption, and seeing how, because we have released the bloodline connection, we are seeing and experiencing a very new way of co-creating with these beings. And the ways in which humans would have expected us to, we are not really doing. We are operating through source, through how we feel, through how you all experience us right now. We are not going into roles now of expectation, but rather we are remaining in our truth. It is uncomfortable learning and sort of coming to the acknowledgement of, okay, so that isn't a way that I want to be, and that's okay. Okay, that actually isn't, I thought that maybe I would feel this way, but I don't feel this way. Fascinating. So you're releasing these, for example, if maybe there's a specific way in which humans have considered as a nurturing way of being, and you're realizing that doesn't actually resonate with me, and realizing it's okay that that doesn't resonate with me. It's okay that I do not show nurture that way, even though it's an expected way, even though it's a way which I even had come to understand as a nurturing way. It just doesn't align anymore, and that's okay. I allow myself to now understand how I truly feel about the situation and how I truly feel like offering myself. So you are learning ways which actually please your source frequency, your true, authentic energy, the mirroring within. You are seeing that which is truly a reflection of your source in these experiences. No longer the programmed expectation, no longer the manipulation. Your soul is showing you, the source within you is showing you how you would truly respond in all these situations. And so you are experiencing a very new you, and you are learning about yourself every single moment through this experiencing of you, because it's no longer from the guides of truth in the cocooning. You are now discovering who you are through the physical, through these experiences, and realizing that doesn't feel comfortable doing that anymore, but that's how people expect me to be, but it doesn't feel comfortable, it doesn't sit right. And that is now you releasing it, and each of you have a very unique way, a very unique expression of you. So all of you are releasing things and experiencing things in a very unique way which honor you. The unknown at the center, through the unknown. And as you are trying to logic it, as you're trying to understand it, as you are trying to figure out, okay, so you're asking me, or we feel aligned to go this way, but how do we now go this way? How do the funds assist for this way? How? And Source is saying you're not meant to see and understand, you're meant to experience and discover. So just trust. We are showing you, you are asking how, and so we are showing you experiences in your life. And whatever you're experiencing, don't react. Just understand these are resonant experiences. And you are just to be source. And in those experiences, no matter how uncomfortable it might be, or joyous it might be, or exciting it might be, no matter what the emotion you're feeling in that experience, you just be source. No longer going back and regressing to old patterns and old ways of being, of people pleasing, or trying to fit a role, or trying to fit a specific way of being, but rather we are just going to be source. We have no idea how it's going to work out when we just are source, but we are now interested in seeing how the physical responds to us as source. So we're just going to be source. We're going to see how this formula works out, how this experience works out, how this situation works out, as we are just source, even though we have no idea how it's going to be, how people are going to experience us, how people are going to respond when we respond as source. But we're going to discover it. And here you are in the physical as the Hierophant, just being your own moral compass, your own source frequency. You're no longer asking the guys of where and why, and if you're doing it, it's confusing because you're not really getting a clear answer, because they're saying, we are no longer guiding you to source, you are source. And we do not create for you. We've been saying this. We have been showing you your path of truth in order for you to step into your truth, into your power. Thus, you create your reality. And now you find yourself in the physical, in the creation of your reality. And now, first, you need to observe the ways in which you used to respond as humans in these situations, and now respond as source in order to heal them anew. You are receiving all these different situations, all these different experiences, and you are witnessing how you might still maybe overlook something, or people please, or step into these old ways and habits. And then you are now learning how it doesn't feel right, it doesn't feel good to go into the spaces on your own. It's not the spiritual team saying don't go there, go there. It's you literally stepping into those spaces and thinking, no, actually I don't want to do this. Wonderful. Now choose what feels right in that situation. Forgive yourself for doing what feels right, and allow yourself to do what feels right, no longer what is right, but what feels good, right? You're allowing yourself to follow that inner core frequency of what vibrationally resonates, not what logically looks good, not what logically sounds good, not what logically is presentable, what people expect is the way to do it culturally, religiously, family, societally, whatever it is. You are releasing those regulations and limitations upon yourself. You are now in these situations, in these experiences, and you're simply operating from source. And you are allowing that experience, however the equation will work itself out, it will be in a frequency of source, and then you'll discover what the outcome is. So at the base, here you are, as you are allowing yourself to be source creating in all experiences, no longer holding any guides as responsible for your power, but you now finally in your power. And the guidance you're receiving isn't to lead you to source or to give you an idea of what's coming up ahead, but rather allowing you to call in these experiences where you get to learn about how you be. So you are learning about how you deny yourself being source and why you deny yourself being source in these specific situations. And you're also learning with the Page of Swords then how the situation now works out or turns out now that you are deciding to operate from source. No matter the situation, no matter the emergency, no matter whatever is happening, you are just as source, and you're trusting that to be the outcome. You have no idea how it's going to pan out. And when you try to think about it, it causes a splintering. And source says, you are to discover it. Stop trying to understand how the source within you works it out. Just be source and witness how, as you are source, the physical now, witness how it works out, witness how it manifests as you allow yourself to be source. And in this space you will have new ways of doing things, new understandings about you, understanding, okay, so actually I'm not this kind of person after all. I've always thought I'm this kind of person, but actually not. And that's okay. Okay, interesting. I thought that maybe this is something I wanted to do, but actually I really don't want to do it. And I might disappoint people, but that's okay. You are now finally understanding your true source nature and what truly resonates with you as source in the physical. And you are no longer feeling ashamed or guilty or blaming yourself or stopping yourself or limiting yourself. You are rather stepping into the power as source, and you are happy now to learn how the situation, how the conversation, how the relationship, how the experience unfolds as source. And it's very, very new, because now nobody has done it the way that you're doing it in your immediate surroundings. There's no reference point. You're simply saying, look, I'm just going to do this because I no longer, that doesn't feel good. So I'm just going to do this, what I feel is right, and we'll just see. And Source is saying, yes, wonderful. Now you're finally allowing yourself to be the truth of your frequency and allowing that to then manifest your outcome. And crowning justice, it works out in your favor, because there, from the unknown into the light, you are remaining on your side of the scale as source, no matter what. Remember, when you were doing the healing within, you were a spiritual being remaining on your side of the scale and watching the physical manifest. And now again, remain on your side of the scale in the physical as source, and watch now how the energies, the result, the conversation, the conclusion, the journey of this experiencing of what you're doing. Watch how it is as source. It's like you've been painting with the color orange all your life, because you have been told it's the only color you're allowed to create in. And when you were painting with orange, there were very specific ways in which things resulted. And now you're finding yourself claiming your own unique color of green or purple or a whole rainbow spectrum with no limitation in these same situations. And now you are remembering how you used to be orange, and when you try now to be orange to try and fit with the rest of the world, which is orange, it doesn't feel right. So now you're trusting your multi-vibrational colorful spectrum, and you're just painting with all the colors that you feel aligned at the time, and you are just not knowing how it's going to work out because you've never painted with any of these colors. But you are finally allowing all these colors you are to be doing the paint, because you're now ready to see how your colors in the situation actually manifest in the physical. And it's receiving these colors from source intuitively every single day. It's your own unique frequency. So it's a very new way of you experiencing and understanding the world through this new color spectrum that you're creating in. And you are to trust that it will work out in your favor for everyone involved, even though you have no idea how it's going to work out, or it feels like, oh, but source, if I do this, then that's really pushing the red button on everything. And source says it's about time somebody pushed the red button on something. So yep, it's about time, push the red button and trust, because you are doing it not out of vengeance, not out of anger, not out of maleficence, but out of the true loving frequency of source. And see how that creates. And trust it'll all work out in your favor, because you're finally allowing yourself to create within a way which respects and honors your greatest joy. And even maybe in the moment when you're thinking, oh, but source, this is a very difficult situation I'm in, and it's quite heavy energy wise, and it's quite intense, and the way that I'm guided to go about it, it feels at ease, but I don't know how it's going to really. And source is saying, don't worry about the outcome, don't overthink it, don't over analyze, don't micromanage, don't try to put everybody's feelings into account, release everybody's well-being. You're learning how to release the external, the collective pain, everybody's well-being again, as you're really stepping into your power more and more in the physical. And trust, this is you learning how to access your source, or to have faith and belief in your source, in the source you are each moment, thus allowing the source of you to express itself in its organic, unique way each moment, without guilt. And finally understanding, oh, this is actually the true path of joy, of everything working out in harmony. Not through what humans have decided is the way that things will be harmonious, but rather through what feels aligned to you. And it's healing all the situations to a higher and a more advanced manifest frequency of the physical realm. So Yes, the situation you experienced, you used to behave in a very specific way which was expected, but now you are expressing yourself as the source you are feeling. And this is allowing that situation you have experienced, or you know people have experienced, to now manifest in a very unique and different way which has not been seen before, unknown. And to trust it will work out in your favor, and you'll finally understand that, hey, that red, when I actually create within the truth of my root, the truth of my source core, that is creation within joy. And I do not need to fear my source creating. My source creating is joy, not fear, and not suffering, and not failure, and not weak, and not useless, and not unacceptable, and not disappointing, and not whatever it is that you were conditioned into believing would happen should you be in your power. But rather understanding that, ooh, in your power, in your source, as you understand that you are the creator of your frequency, no longer allowing external frequencies to interfere or to disrupt your flow. No matter what it is, no matter how much you love that frequency, it does not overtake your source. You do not allow anyone or anything to override your source frequency. And now discovering how that way of creating and being affects your experiences and your situations, and discovering the results of you weaving your source in these situations and in these experiences. Blessed be.